welcome to 2025 United States Criterium National Championships. This is in Charleston, West Virginia, and I started out behind the field, a few meters back, and I'm already top 20 wheels, which was pretty funny. Just had the Red Seas part there and followed it up through to the center, but doesn't really matter on this course. It is going to be a pretty fast course. The year before, we had similar players, Project Echelon, who you can see throughout this race with the Takis logo on their butt panel. They led out the whole field and then had a little incident in the last lap, ended up getting first, second, and third. So they're the ones to watch, obviously, but it's a different race because it is not raining today. So the chances of them lining it up on the front and just taking control for the whole race, it's going to be a lot harder for them to do that. I've got my teammate here on the left. It's John Heinlein, also former Project Echelon racer. We used to be teammates on that team back in the day. I've also got a few others. Josh Foley. Let's see. A bunch of guys. Ooh, that dude, Skyline Cadence guy. I think his name might be Sam. Kind of followed my teammate there. Shot me pretty good, so I had to hit brakes. Ended up just like moving him out of the way. Former national champion, well, I guess the reigning national champion on my left there, Stephen Bassett. In the Project Echelon crew, they had two guys in the full aero helmets, which is wild. Also Danny Summerhill over there in the Giro aero helmet on Legion. You can see Echelon's taking it up on the front. We had some early breakaways of like 3 riders. I think there was a Visit Philadelphia rider and Robin Carpenter, Liam Flanagan, all kind of went for an attack. They are not up the road yet, I don't believe, but once it got a little darker, they would take it up the road. See Ty Magner over on the right. He had Robin Carpenter up in the break and actually just got in the Echelon train at one point and just started like disrupting their train, just like taking pulls, but he would just like sit up when he would do it, and it was pretty wild to watch. A little later on, I sent an attack and was off the front for like a lap. You can see after I got caught, my teammate John Heinlein sent an attack too. Right in front of me here is Josh Foley, who was being pretty active. So we started attacking about 45 minutes into the race. I took like a Carb Fuel 100 milligram caffeine gel. We're sponsored by them this year, which is really exciting. But they finally made a caffeine gel, and I took one like 30 minutes in and started feeling it at about this point. We got Jules Van Kempen on the left there, sent an attack, followed by a Cadence Skyline rider. Echelon started to do this like cover and kill attack thing. I'm not sure exactly what their plan was in this race as far as making it difficult. There are definitely some things they could have done to make the race a lot harder, just with how much firepower they've got, especially like breakaway firepower. They could have won this race a bunch of different ways. They've also got pretty good sprinters. Hugo Scala and Scott McGill are both excellent Criterium racers and sprinters, pretty scrappy dudes, and neither one of them was doing a ton in the race. They were covering some stuff, but not being overly active. You can see, I think that was Hugo on the right there after just doing an attack, pulling off the front. And here we have a little breakaway going off the front. Tyler Williams actually pulled it back. See Carpenter there. And I attacked right over the top of it into the second to last corner here. I came really close to that curb and that little cushion there on the left, but sent the attack pretty hard, and I think I had Sam from Cadence Skyline on my wheel. You can see him on the left here. He just sat on my wheel, and I didn't want to take him around. I think their plan was to just have Burgoyne and Fetzer at the back, tail gunning, and then 1 or 2 of their guys was just shutting stuff down, like Liam and Sam was just kind of getting into breakaways. Liam can sprint pretty well, so he was probably willing to work in a breakaway a little bit. And my teammate Zach on the left there. I'm gonna close down this gap. Stuff started to break apart pretty good at about this point. You can see on the left, we got some guys, my teammate, sending a little attack. People were starting to get tired, I think, and the field was just starting to split pretty good. So we've got this massive split right here, and I decided I wanted to get across to it. It's got Ty Magner up there. There's like 8-10 guys, bunch of echelon dudes. A little bit too big of a break to work, but at this point we're kind of panicking because there's a few different moves up the road, and I'm not in them, and I don't think we had any teammates in there. See Ty Magner a little upset with me for pulling it back. Looking back at the race footage, there was guys on my wheel, but I was going pretty hard to bridge across to that little gap, and we needed a guy up there. 30 minutes to go in the race, and Echelon starts sending moves. You can see him up there following a move, and a bunch of their guys on the front just letting the wheel go. So that's going to cause a lot of tension in the field. A lot of guys like Tyler Williams on the left there having to bridge across to stuff when we get caught off guard. See the EF rider Colby Simmons, EF development rider on the left there. He was pretty active all day. And here we are following attacks across the next lap. 2 little breakaways here. The race started getting hard with about 30 minutes to go. It was getting kind of tense. This guy decided just to not close that down. Any move that Robin Carpenter was in, I thought was pretty threatening. And this move specifically with Robin and Garrison and who's this echelon rider? That's either Rim or Bassett. I thought that was pretty threatening, so I followed it. Looks like Rim. And then we got a few corners later, and we got attacked by Colby Simmons. And this was actually a pretty good time to go. Everybody was pretty tired, so that one hurt. But here we have Echelon, just like wound it back up on the front, sent some riders across. They were doing a pretty good 1-2 attack thing, but it never seemed like they fully committed to any particular move. They just kind of maybe wanted more of their guys in breakaways like that, and it didn't seem to make the race quite hard enough to just destroy everyone, although they were like present and at the front the whole time. Raced a lot differently than they did last year. And then we had Sam Boardman here just kind of send an attack. I thought that was pretty threatening, so I bridged across to it. Didn't really want to hesitate and let Boardman get a bunch of room to go, because dude can go fast on a road bike and in a crit. He's one of their captains on the team, I would say. Pretty knowledgeable about crit racing, lead outs, that kind of thing. And that was a great time to attack. So we pulled him back in. I think we had a little bit of a gap here. So I just rolled through. Ended up not really being anything once the field found it threatening. Here we are, 19 minutes to go. And Echelon's starting to like keep the pace kind of high. You can see, I think Caleb Clausen, I might be wrong there, getting a little split. And then Bassett there just kind of let the wheel go. And then Ferg had to pull it back here. So stuff like that was happening the whole time. It was just like, at some point we kind of figured something would just go away. We had Michael Garrison, was kind of tired from that last move. Garrison and Ferg just kind of went off the front, and then Colby Simmons, another Echelon rider. It was just kind of this train of like just easy enough to follow, but no one was really ready to fully commit. And this is a really fast course. Like, we're doing over 30 in a lot of places on this course. And there's a big Echelon team. They're being super selective. So the race got kind of weird. It seemed like it was going to be mostly just like a stretched out race the whole time. I was trying to save as much energy as possible while not getting on the back foot. Hard to do, but I've actually got a few teammates in this race. You can see on the left there, I think that was Brendan Rim about to send a pretty good move. Like, he had good momentum through, and Ferg kind of swang wide, and so he just had to check brakes, which at that point in the race I was pretty happy about because I was pretty tacked out. We're coming into the last 7 minutes of the race, like 3-4 laps to go. It's all bunched up. Echelon on the front. You can see the riders on the right side kind of blocking into these corners here, and I'm on my teammate John Heinlen's wheel. Inside of us we have Summerhill, and then on the right side McGill's following his train up and through and just clips that rider, and I think it just was the worst of all situations, and it just all swept to the outside. Luckily I hit brakes in time. My teammate and my entire team is gone now, as is most of the field. I think there are like 20 dudes left right now, and I am not one of those 20 dudes left. So I just started pedaling. It's like kept it at like a VO2 effort, past Ferg there, past Ty Magner there, And I think Ty had like a bike mechanical. Echelon's on the front. Ty is immediately in the pit, drinking a beer, watching the race. Pretty cool, pretty funny. That's American Crit Racing right there. Eventually, I got back on with 4.5 minutes to go. It's roughly 2 laps to go in this race, 2.5. And I've got to chill. My heart rate's pretty high down there, 183 beats per minute. I've done a good little effort, but we come through with 1 lap to go here. And I had moved up a bit, so I'm feeling like maybe I'll just go for a little sprint. Both Tyler Williams and Brody McDonald here on the Golden State Blazers. They're also on Haros. Pretty sweet bikes. We're all liking them a lot. But they're doing their little teamwork lead out thing, and I'm just in the wheel. I'm just going to try and surf the best I can. Really have to be in the best position possible into the last corner. And I'm kind of tired because I did that little chase effort. We've still got Michael Garrison here. A lot of the hitters that would normally be in the sprint anyway didn't really lose a ton of dudes that otherwise would have been in the sprint, as far as I know. But we have at the front Fetzer and Burgoyne chopping it up with the Echelon train. It kind of bunches up here. Fetzer and Burgoyne are up there. Colby Simmons is up there. Fetzer just took his pull off. You're going to see him kind of float back and through. And then here on the left, I think that's Brennan Rim sending an attack. I think trying to just cover the momentum that just got lost from their last Echelon dude pulling off. You can see McGill kind of rolling through. I think Rim dropped a chain. It's getting sketchy in these last few corners. I hopped on Robin Carpenter's wheel here, come through this last little cobble corner, and I wanted to flow up and through, but I just let Robin do it. I probably should have just sent it there on the inside and taken the space. We come into the last corner, and I don't know who the last lead out guy there is for Echelon, but he pulls off. That might be Bassett. And then Burgoyne just comes straight through and opens his big old sprint. Then Scott wasn't able to close down that gap. He's just got such pop. Colby Simmons, Robin Carpenter, and then me in 5th. Pretty exciting. Pretty wild to get 5th in Pro Nationals. Best result I've had in Pro Crit Nats before, but pretty fun race. Really weird race. A little crash at the end. Spice things up as usual. Congrats to Burgoyne on the win. Thanks for watching. See ya.